The start. I remember when I first bought my guitar, I was terrible at it. I really sucked at it. Like, I had no idea where to press, what to do, and I just played a lot of random keys. And I remember researching online what would be the best way to learn it, and one of the ways that was suggested was just downloading this other app called Justin Guitar. And I was able to just pay for the subscription and start learning how to play on my own, because YouTube was a little too busy for me. And so I started, and a month after, I got better. I knew at least a couple of chords because I was practicing really, really intensely. And I was really on a mission to just really learn how to play guitar, because it's something I had wanted to do since I was a kid, really. And as much as it took me so long to get one, there's always this false perception that you're too old to start something. It's much like right now, these days, I believe as long as you live and you still have the will and the drive to get or attain what you want, you can always learn something new. And so 6 months later, I could play decently. A year later, I was a bit more intermediate. Could learn pretty much any song in the basic strumming form. And of course, there's always room to improve, but the point of the matter is I was a lot better than I was when I started. The magic is where you start. And that's what this video is about. So welcome to my YouTube channel. Can't believe I'm saying that, but this is pretty much the first ever full-on YouTube video that I'll be shooting into my new space, my new studio, where I'll be welcoming you guys into my space and pretty much taking you guys with me through my journey from what happened before this and to what's to come as we go forward in the future. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So as I've covered, the first topic, the fear of starting, the fear of not being good at something, the fear of being bad at it at first, which is one of the main things that kept me from really improving a lot faster as an artist. And I just really pushed it back because everybody, like, no one likes to be bad at something. We all just try to picture ourselves already good at what we want to be good at. And in the past couple of years, after the release of my previous album, Peony, I learned that, you can't really limit yourself. You can't doubt yourself on your capabilities and how far you can learn, how much you can learn, no matter how late you may start. Some people might, boom really early at like they're 16, 18, teens pretty much, and you might learn how to, do that same skill at a much later stage. But everybody's in their own journey, and it always takes, certain life experiences to propel you to do certain things. Now, right now, me building the studio was from being artistically stranded. At some point, everybody has their own journey, right? At some point, I had this whole plan figured out, like sort of an older approach in the music where I felt like, at some point, we're trying to get signed, get out there on the, in the label, be on TV, on the interviews and radio, have this big hit, circling around, the mainstream pretty much. Had a producer and engineer, which they took different parts in their lives, and I found myself in a situation where I was like, okay, where do I go now? How do I work on my next record? Because it's just me. So that's how I came up. Got a call from a friend who made me realize how much I was sleeping on myself and how I need to go hard because I've already done it before. I just needed a bit of that courage to say, you know what, I think I'm ready to take the next step and grow as an artist and as a person. That's where I started to, build my studio and stop procrastinating and saying, you know what, maybe when the big break happens, we'll figure it out then. Sometimes we don't dream, we think we are dreaming hard enough, but we sort of just like sleeping on ourselves on what we can do in the current time. That's one of the most important things, to always learn from the past, be hopeful and intentional about the future, but always remember to be present and work with what you have right now. And that's something that took me a minute to learn and understand and consider in order to, be where I'm at right now. I managed to turn my room, a place where I had all the stress, anxiety, and depression that, I'd suffered throughout the years, to actually turn this into pretty much now my favorite space, my favorite place to be in, where I'm able to take all my ideas and, pretty much, we tend to hold ourselves back, and everybody has to start somewhere. We tend to hold ourselves back, and everybody has to start somewhere. You always have to start. That's what this is all about. This video might not be perfectly edited, perfectly shot. The lighting might not be perfect. The color grading might need some work, because I'm learning everything the same way, or the same approach I used when I learned my guitar. I had to learn how to produce, had to take, started buying online classes on mixing and mastering, and now I'm on video editing so that I can adapt to, the new world. People want reels now, YouTube videos, TikTok, just to name a few. But the idea is to be more present online. I guess this is my attempt at growing and adapting to the new industry, the new world, because I guess the music industry is not going to be the same, especially post-COVID. You can surprise yourself, because even when I learned my guitar, I had no idea it would take me such a short space of time to learn how to, play it, at least in the basic form. And even when I got into music production, I was surprised at how quickly I picked it up, because I had experience, because I've been in studio. I've worked with a lot of amazing and talented people where I had to figure out how to navigate and learn how to push which button to get what I want. Before you know it, I was pretty much, in the midst of it. So I figured, why don't I just go full circle? Because I remember seeing this video. This guy said, in life you have to figure out what you want, and once you do, you figure out how much it costs. That's the second step. Once you figure that out, you have to get to the third step, where you decide if you're willing to pay that cost. If you're willing to pay the price that being whether you're talking about money or you're talking about the time invested in that you want. And that's how I got into this, where I figured out, sometimes you just have to learn as you go, figure things out as you go. And for me starting this is really all about creating. That's what it's all about, really creating, making the best kind of music I want to make, shoot the kind of videos I want to shoot, and just pretty much make the kind of content like the guys who I've seen online that inspire me, whether it's someone just spending time in their own space, painting a beautiful painting that you see that this probably took days to finish. And for me to really practice that with my whole entire being, my whole existence. So there's going to be more videos. I'm going to be breaking down my journey as the time goes and as I figure out what kind of content am I trying to create. Please feel free to, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment of what you guys would like to see more. And if you're going to be part of this journey and you're going to join me onto the come up and finding out where I'm trying to head with this. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Whoever decided to just click and watch, I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate my supporters. And yeah, this is me signing out. Vari.
Times are scary. Let's focus, pep talks happen quite rarely. I know you worry about where your son is headed, but there's a full moon, I'm a star.